everyone, my name is Tatiana Campo from the course English 5, and this is my speech about perish the thought of, and I'm a keen on this topic. I just want to tell you, perish the thought of procrastination. Seriously, just hearing the word give me a flashback of panic at 2 a.m. trying to finish a paper that you have started 2 weeks earlier. And if I'm being honest, I still struggle with it. But I'm also here to tell you stop procrastinating. You have to stop romanticizing procrastination like it's a personality trait. It is not. It's a bad habit. And honestly, it is not as harmless as it looks. I used to believe that procrastinating made me more creative. You know, the whole I work better under pressure idea. So did I, or at least that's what I used to tell myself. But then reality hit. One night I had a hook assignment due, and I hadn't even opened the file. I was exhausted, I was stressed, and completely unprepared. I remember thinking like, why did I just start this earlier? If I had started even a little bit sooner, I could have done a much better job. And the worst part of procrastination is how good it feels at first. You sit down here to study and suddenly cleaning up your entire room sounds more appealing. Or you open your laptop to write your essay and suddenly you are deep in a rabbit hole of cooking videos on TikTok. Been there, I think we all have, but over time I realized that putting things off doesn't actually help, it just delays the inevitable. And trust me, delaying something is not as stress free as it seems. It actually builds up a quiet kind of pressure that just sits in the back of your mind all day. For me, procrastination used to mean dealing with deadlines of the university by just avoiding them. I had put up with the guilt and anxiety like it was normal, but it is not. And I have learned to recognize it for what it is, a cycle that keeps me from doing my best. I once got my brother to change the Wi-Fi password so I could finish a paper without distraction. And also, I had a friend to remind me every evening to study for an exam of this course. Sounds extreme, maybe, but that's why I start breaking the habit. Sometimes we need a little help. That's where the life hit. That's how the life shows up. We get things done by involving other people when our willpower isn't enough. And it's fun. Being prepared is just as important as being intelligent, but we don't always act like it. I used to think I could outsmart the clock. Spoiler alert, I couldn't. The truth is, procrastination is not as clever as it pretends to be. It tricks us into thinking we are saving time or energy, but in the end, we waste both. And let's talk about the knowledge. We are trying to be productive while getting constant notification on our cell phone, endless memes on Facebook, and TikTok dances. Sometimes I use to study apps to help me focus, but I have to admit it, the temptation to scroll is real. If we don't manage it, we let our time get taken over by distractions. I have learned to cut down on screen time and stick to simple routines. That's how I have made it. Once I was watching series while working on a project, and before I knew it, it was 1 a.m. and I had only written the title. If I had stayed focused, I could have gone bed early. But instead, I was panicking. That night, I realized that procrastination is like borrowing time from your future self. and charging interest. I don't know if I'm clear with that. Sometimes I hear people say like I'm not feeling motivated today. Neither am I a lot of the time. But I have figured out that motivation is kind of a scam. It comes and goes. What really matters is getting started. Even if you don't feel ready, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. And starting doesn't have to be overwhelming. I try to break things into small steps, Write the first paragraph of a text, make a list, open the file, and that's it. Once I get going, the pressure starts to disappear. It turns out that starting is not as hard as we think, and definitely not as scary. There's also this fear of failure that makes us hesitate. Like, if I don't try, I can fail, right? That's nonsense. But I totally understand. It's something I'm still unlearning. I have been helped by friends, by tools, and sometimes just by setting a timer for 20 minutes to get started. One thing I have learned is that being busy isn't the same as being productive. You can be running around all day and still not do what actually matters. That's why structure matters. It helps. And when I stick to a plan, even loosely, I feel better. So here's my message to you that are watching this video and to myself, honestly. Perish the thought of procrastination. Don't let it steal your time, your confidence, your peace of mind. Every time we delay something important, we give up a little bit of control over our own future, and we deserve better than that. Start small. Be kind to yourself. Ask for help. Use tools. Set boundaries. Reward progress. And remember, tomorrow is as dependable as we wish it were. It's not as dependable as we wish it were. What we do today, no matter how little it is it will always be better than doing nothing. Thank you for watching. That's all about my speech. I hope you like it.